What's going on YouTube? Joseph here. You already know what we got going on. I shouldn't have to explain nothing anymore. Today we got a beautiful house wash, and you can see all the algae growing up there on the windows and the faces and all that. So we're gonna take care of that for this customer. So make sure you guys are staying tuned with all the new videos we got coming out.
All right, guys. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. We got J-Shock up there pre-rinsing everything. We got our chemical we're using. Yes, that is pool chlorine. For those of you who don't know it as SH, that's exactly what we use. Take a look at how we shoot it out.
I'm gonna touch it to see if I smell chemical. I smell it. So now we're in.
We're shooting it straight out of our M5 twist right there, making sure we get a nice even layer along that house. We don't want to overspray anything. Nice even layer of SH. Obviously, like I said, we wet everything before, and this house wasn't too dirty, so that's exactly why I downstreamed it, because you start off with about a 10%, and once you downstream, it drops it down to about a 1%. So this house didn't have much algae or organic growth growing on the back of it. It wasn't super green, you know, just needed a beautiful rinse down and light shower from We Do It For You pressure washing. So that's exactly what we're doing. You see we got those outlets taped up. You can't be too careful with that kind of stuff. Now we're gonna go ahead and start rinsing. So the main thing that I try to make sure is not to get a lot of water in those soffits, because it will end up in the attic. But other than that, we're just evenly rinsing. After you let that chemical sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, let it sit down and eat all that organic growth. Any algae that you see, you might not see, but you're just letting it eat it up. And then you're gonna go ahead and give a thorough rinse, a thorough rinse. You don't want any of that chemical just sitting there. It might eat up the paint or whatnot, so you want that to be rinsed off. Take a look at exactly what I'm doing there. Making sure all that stuff is nice and off. And then some spots didn't come off with the chemical, or just maybe a little hard to reach, so make sure you keep something like this on your deck. And go ahead and just clean that. I know that looks a little funky, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. We are getting that house clean. Right there in that spot just wasn't coming off, and I didn't want to put stronger chemicals. So
now we got the M5 twist on. We're gonna go ahead and get the chemical dropped in the bucket, and Jacob here is gonna spray all the chemical. Let's go. So I got our bucket of chemical here, and we're gonna go ahead and drop the stick in there. Once he drops the stick, he's pulling chemical instantly, okay?
So boom, got the chemical in the bucket. Now exactly we're shooting it out. Make sure you can smell it and giving a nice layer of chemical onto this house. Let that sit and dwell 5 to 10 minutes. Go ahead and give it a nice rinse. Same process for driveway, same process for almost everything. It's exactly what we're doing.
So, of course, you want to spray down these trees. You want to make sure that that mist isn't killing these trees while I let that dwell up there so it can eat up all that algae. And we're going to go ahead and rinse.
Rinsing everything off. Like I said, make sure you get those plants, vegetation, anything that's around your home, make sure you rinse it, or the homeowner's home, make sure you rinse it. Now right there, I'm checking to see if we have any chemical coming out. Once you start smelling it, or you can see a little bit of bubbles, we'll go ahead and we are live, and go ahead and start shooting that chemical up. And that's exactly what we're doing. At the beginning, the front of the house is a little taller, so take our time with it. Make sure the chemical is up there. So you want to make sure you get those garage doors, the front door, very, very good. Make sure you rinse them very well. You don't want chemicals sitting on that. And I did have to go multiple times because the angle of this home was not the best. So I did have to shoot chemical couple different times from a couple different angles. But at the end of the day, we got the job done and clean. And that's exactly why they called us out here for, right? So just make sure you have the right tools. I mean, look at all that on the fascia. You want to make sure that comes out, okay? If you don't have the right tools, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. It's exactly what I bought here, the M5 twist. We'll make sure we get all the way up there on those windows. You know, you don't want to be the guy with the 50-foot ladder hanging on the gutter, breaking people's gutters, or, you know, shooting 10% chemical up there with a pump sprayer and then you stain the home with some paint. So just make sure you watch videos like this and you take your time. And if you're not too sure about something, don't do it. Do not put yourself in the position to fail. Look at all that algae growing up there on those soffits. I mean, on the soffit and the fascia. Check that out. And if I was not confident doing this, I wouldn't do it. But you check out a lot of my other videos, I've done house washes. But how did I learn? Watching videos like this. Also, if you guys need any help with your business, growing your business, check out the link in the description. You get a 14-day free trial with Jobber. And what they do is they send out invoices, estimates, just from your phone, directly from your phone. And check out the results. So I hope you guys stay tuned and like the video. Leave a comment down below. Washpreneurs out.